level at one game each, so sit back for some exciting cricket action.
New Zealand won the toss. They haven't won too many tosses this summer, but Lee Jamon, he decided to bowl first. That was predictable. It's very much Glenn Turner's policy, and the Pakistanis, I have a feeling they wanted to bat. So everyone's happy again, John Rock.
Yes, we don't really need a toss in this series, although I would comment on, in one regard, is that probably this buck...
Amir Sahayal into the gully, Deepak Patel, Paddy Morrison opening up. There's not much wind around. There's a bit of a northerly around.
Both of them would like to go to Eden Park one up, so it's going to be interesting to see how the particular individuals respond to this situation of really wanting to win.
Oh, he's had a big go at this one, and he's got hold of it. This will be 6. It is. It's over the tickets. It's into the embankment. 6 runs. My word, he hit that well. And that ends the over. It's 16 without loss.
Just spraying outside off stump, but that's a good shot by Amir Sahayal. Patel was wide, he was short, and Sahayal, who struggled so far in the series, takes a boundary.
Right, a bit of overcorrection here from Patel. The first couple of balls of the over, Sahayal's looked to put him through the onside, so he's adjusted his line, but adjusted just too much. And this is too short and wide. Look, he can free the arms. A good old slash at it. All you have to do then is punch.
The one-dayers have gone well. All sorts of vantage points taken up here at the basin. That's well played. That'll get onto the practice pitches, and away it'll go for 4.
This also shows that there is some good pace in this basin reserve pitch, because it really thrashed at it all. That's just raced off the face of the bat. And the man at point with Brian Young, he had no chance. Cracks on the surface of it, but by and large it looks like it is going to play very well.
Beautifully played. Straight drive. That'll go all the way. Or will it? Yes, it did. 9 overs completed, 35 without loss. Good stop by Stephen Fleming. First over, and it's 38 without loss.
There's 42 on the board. Certainly going for a shot off Larson, but you have to be careful against Gavin Larson, particularly at the Basin Reserve. He knows the ground so well.
Yes, nothing better than playing on your own home ground. You know every inch of it.
And a big crowd here, and they're right behind him well after what happened at Lancaster Park. Tries to go again, and he's got that in the air and away over mid-wicket. Running out towards the boundary, big chase on. May just get there and does. 13 overs gone, 51 without loss. Going for a quick one. Here's trouble. Rameez must be run out. It was Rameez's call. He's very annoyed. He played the ball into the offside. He took off. Sahayal stayed at home, and Rameez run out by more than half the pitch.
Yes, good pick up and throw to the keeper. Both batsmen ending at one end, and good work behind the stumps there by Lee Jamon. Not much problem for the New Zealand captain.
Good throw from Nathan Astor. Rameez Raja on his way. It's 51 for 1.
A sent back by Amir Sahayal, and there once again good pick up by Astor, throw to the keeper, and both batsmen end up at one end. Gross misunderstanding there between the two.
Yes, they have been running well. The disaster for Pakistan, 51 for 1, beginning of the 15th over, bowled by Gavin Larson.
This is
Swing
Cairns lasting away through the onside. He's got it away, running out towards the mid-wicket boundary, and will go all the way. Another boundary for Amir Sohail. Pakistan on to 55.
Yes, that's his favourite shot. Amir Sohail's has got behind that short delivery. The ball coming easy onto his bat and pulls it in the middle of the bat towards the mid-wicket region.
If there's one thing we've seen on this tour, it's how well Amir Sohail dispatches the short ball.
He never misses any opportunity of dispatching the loose balls.
So 2 balls left before the fielding restrictions come off. Swinging again through the offside. No need to run for that. Has hammered out to the cover boundary for 4 more.
Absolutely. A stunning-looking drive through the covers. Rather Cavalier-looking pull there. Pull shot to the mid-wicket.
That was 2 balls ago. So successive boundaries for Amir Sohail.
There he goes down the wicket and drives it in there between cover and point.
So 15 overs now bowled. Pakistan 59 for 1.
Oh, it's in the air. It's drop catch. Caught and bowled chance, I think. We'll have to have another look. It may have been into the ground. I had a feeling, though, that was straight to him. Very difficult indeed on his follow-through.
You can see how quickly and how hard he hit this ball. He did get hold of it. Then it was a difficult chance, but well, it was going.
Well, catchable, but difficult, John.
Roger Toos would, I would imagine, normally take that. Oh, it went hard. He didn't really have the time to settle himself, and everyone seemed to be quite happy about it all. I don't know if I'd be smiling. It was off the bowling.
No, it was certainly a chance, John, but oh, he's gone for this one. It's straight down the ground. That's 6 runs. It's right over the sight screen. What a shot. Goodness me, he hammered that one. Clean as a whistle.
Well, even the bowler would have to have some admiration for this shot. This is a beautiful shot on the up. And just timed it magnificently. Straight as a die into the crowd.
That is a shot, Mahan. Clean hit. A little more circumspect. And scurrying through. That's good cricket. He picked up a single. Amir Sohail did just behind point. Out of for a shade deep. Hit him over the side.
270.
Working this ball around very well indeed, and Amir Sohail gets his 50. His 17th in one-day internationals, and that's well batted.
A good round of applause around the crowd. I'm not sure Ramiz Raj is probably pull out.
Yes!
Larson takes a big wicket for New Zealand. Sohail goes in the 25th over.
Well, Wellington's cricketing legend has struck. It's on target. Doesn't get much straighter than that. It's a pretty awful shot from Amir Sohail. He won't get too pleased with that when he sees the replay. It's just a good old-fashioned slog through the onside. He made no connection, and as a result, he's gone for 58, 107 for 2.
Outstanding batsman, Inzamam Al-Haq.
Rather ominously, I remember Inzamam starting much the same way in Christchurch on Sunday.
Yes, slow and cautious. Just sort of picked off the singles, and then he started launching into some wonderful stroke play. But he jazzed again. He just has the knack of getting it round the corner for singles. Beautifully played. Should be a couple.
It's good over this for Pakistan. 1 ball still to come. They have 5 from the over so far.
Brian Lara spent a couple of seasons out there, very successful in the tight singles.
Oh, he's had a crack at this. Is he going to be out? He is. Well, he miscued. He tried to hit it over the top. Never got hold of it as well as he might. And he's gone. The simple catch down to mid-on. Chris Cairns, straight forward.
this is good captaincy by Lee Jamon. He's got his mid on, reasonably well back. He's in saving the one. Well, he's just outside the circle, and he just had to hit it well to get over the top of Cairns, and that's a vital breakthrough for New Zealand.
So Pakistan now 1-3-8 for 3.
0 early, you don't. It can be quite dangerous, but there is a weakness in this Pakistan batting lineup, is they tend to play.
It's slowed down a bit, isn't it? A couple of wickets always do that. Oh, that's a good shot from Inzamam ul Haq. There's a man out there and a dive. My word, he hit it well. It was just clear of Danny Morrison, landed just inside the rope.
Well, this is wonderful one-day cricket. You've got the man out in the boundary. Inzamam has hit it in front of square. It's a great shot, but then Danny Morrison running around almost takes the catch.
Yes, he middled it, and Danny Morrison, oh so close. Inzamam, he does like playing the big shot if he can get the chance.
But in his shot-making execution as well.
And that's gone pretty fine. It's going to run away for 4. Third man's got no chance, Stephen Fleming. So Inzamam ul Haq, good shot, picks up 4, 150 for 3. Driving, good-looking shot. That's going to go away for 4. Well, he picked the gap again. He knew there was a man square and a man down straight at long off, and he bisected them. Well played.
Not really much you can say about that. Let's just watch it.
Good cricket. That's true to form. It's funny how it does that. Danny Morrison's able to deal with that inswing. That's a good shot from Salim Malik. Stood quite tall on that, kept it down nicely, and he's got a comfortable 2.
Will be vital today.
Helped away by Inzamam, an effortless shot. The fine leg is up, and he just nudged it away for 4.
Well, he's a very clever player, Inzamam ul Haq, and he knows the fine leg is up, so anything just remotely loose down leg, so it just has to help it on its way. Has to beat the one man there, which he's done, and it goes for 4. This has been a real intelligent innings and some very good...
Well, this one's going down to third man. Nobody will be able to stop that either. So 2's just straying on either side of the wicket.
Well, the first one was a genuine full toss, and that did get the treatment, but this isn't too bad a ball from Roger Toos. But as I say, just a very clever illustration of what can be done using the pace of the ball. He knows the third man is quite wide. He just has to beat the keeper, and he gets the maximum benefit. And thereby, you seem to negate some of those shots.
He gave that a good thump. Patel has a lot of ground to make, and he can't make it. Lovely shot by Salim Malik.
3 dot balls followed by a boundary, and this is a good shot from Salim Malik, and very tough out in the outfield there for Patel, because once it gets on the practice area, those pitches it's rolling across now, of course they get a lot of rolling, and it scoots across there very quickly, and you haven't got much chance at all.
Salim Malik, with a little bit of width there, was able to get a nice arc, follow through with the bat. Change of pace. Patel in action again.
Wasim Akram with the pads on. Bit of width, and just wide of the field. Beats the sweeper as well for 4.
Powerfully hit there by Inzamam. Very strong man, a man of strong shoulders, hits in the air. A good attempt there by the fielder at extra cover. The read of the bat, full swipe of blade.
This now looks exactly the same as the way he was playing in Christchurch as the Pakistan 200 comes up.
Yes, and a very useful contribution.
2 balls left in the over, 7 from it so far. 50 to Inzamam al-Haq. They're coming back for the second on Kansas arm. He makes it comfortably. A second consecutive one-day 50, 24 in all for Inzamam al-Haq. Coming from 60 balls and in 78 minutes.
It's very well
Region as well. Morrison dug it in short. Gave Malik a bit of width, and he's found the gap out there.
It was a very safe shot to play there with Salim Malik. Makes room for it. The ball outside the off stump, hitting it towards the top of the point fielder. And a very hard hit shot by Salim Malik.
It's an innovative one-day shot. Inzamam gives himself room, and his balls took himself completely out of line, backed away too far. Two bowled straight, Inzamam missed, and Inzamam bowled for 54.
Yes, Inzamam had to go for it on every delivery. He had to make runs, and there he is making room to hit that one, to place that one through the covers, and his bowled leg stumped by twos. Good wicket to have for New Zealand.
It's two. Makram with Pakistan 217 for 4.
He got hold of this one. It's in the air, and well, I think he got a hand to that, didn't he? What happened out there? It'll be interesting to see the replay. It hasn't been signalled yet by the umpire, and here we go.
Well, getting a hand to this is one thing, but holding it's another. I think it'll probably go through your hand. He hit this hard and very flat, and we'll see Deepak Patel come into picture perhaps here. Well, he did pretty well, but he hammered that ball. It was flat and straight at the boundary for 6.
Did he signal 6? I thought he only signalled 4. I think he's only signalled 4, John. There's a bit of a check going on at the moment. We're all wired for sound now these days. There he is listening to his little intercom. And no question about it. Let's have a look at the replay again. Watch the flight of the ball.
Now the ruling is it, well, there's the boundary. It's got to be 6.
It doesn't matter if the player tips it over the top. In fact, that just gives it a hand.
Ridiculous umpiring.
Smashed this one, and this, no, it won't quite go for 4. Thinking of 3, Gavin Larson in front of his home crowd out there. The embankment goes crazy as he races round the boundary. Oh, cracking shot. That's 4. Through extra cover. Wasim Akram, the skipper. Danny Morrison over pitching, and the response is excellent.
Well, it's not a good ball. It's well up. It's down leg side, but he's made room, and it's great height for driving. He's picked the gap. Morrison, if he's going to go, he's got to follow Akram, and he's got to follow him so that he bowls it at his pads or his legs and makes him hit through the onside.
Yes, he loves a bit of room, doesn't he? He's very effective, Wasim Akram. He's not classic by any stretch of the imagination, but my word, when he hits it, it goes. So Danny Morrison demanding cask here. Full of potatoes. Oh, he's hammered this one. And is it over the top down at long on? It is for 6. Nathan Astle can't do anything about it. 6 runs. A slower ball, and he picked it up and deposited it over the boundary, Wasim Akram. Waiting for the signal. There it is. No question about it. Over the rope, into the over. 2-5-2 for 4.
Thought slower, and you can see how it affected Akram's timing.
Yes, he had to hold back on the shot a bit, didn't he? Oh, that's the 6.
That's the 6.
That's even better.
Run it a little bit shorter and follow him again.
Last ball of the innings. And he's got hold of it, and it's 4. My word, that raced out to the boundary behind square. So a good shot to finish off with Wasim Akram. He batted well. A nice little effort for Pakistan to take them through to 261 for 4. A pretty formidable total. New Zealand winning the toss, asking Pakistan to bat, and they've got through to that big score.
Let's have a look at the Pakistani batting board. And Amir Sohail and Ramiz Raja put on 51, did a good job until a mix-up sent Raja on his way. Another good partnership between Inzamam and Salim Malik, as there was in Patel opened with a couple of maidens. Pucker's figures indicate how well they batted later on. Morrison going for almost 6, Cairns going for more than 6, and Nathan Astle 3 overs for 22. Gavin Larson 3.7, the most economical of the New Zealand bowlers.
3-5.
Evan Watkin, the local umpire here in Wellington.
So of the 3 quick bowlers that they have at their disposal today, Aqib Javed, probably the least known in New Zealand. Shouldn't be. Look at that, 120 matches. By New Zealand standards, that makes him a veteran at the age of 23.
Yes, these ages, Smithy, I'm not too sure about them, but never mind, we won't dwell on it. Okay, just a little bit of a hold-up here as the field is set. We gather Ijaz Ahmed, he's off the field, did do a bit of damage to his neck yesterday. Now that's a good shot, first runs for New Zealand, got a hand on it out there, but it's going to run away for 4. This outfield is quick. It's also the practice clock over there, so it runs a little faster.
It looks like the reserve fielder, Mohan Khan, there at point, and he's in action straight away. And he's tried to get one hand up there and parry that down. But in the end, the pace of the ball was too much for him and the bounce. So anything wide, it looks like Spearman is going to have a go.
It's in the air, it's safe, it's going to be 4 more. Well, he's had a launch at it, not much foot movement, but the result is positive for New Zealand.
Well, this answers the question very early on in the piece, John. How are New Zealand going to go about getting them? They're going to go at them pretty aggressively, I'd say. It wasn't a bad delivery at all from Aqib Javed. It was quite full, and it was leaving the right-handed Spearman. As you say, the footwork wasn't perfect, but the result was.
So, interesting start. It's the Glenn Turner policy. It's very much to launch at it from the outset. And of course, there's only 2 men allowed outside the circle. Well, that's going to be 4 more. Certainly not where he wanted it to be, but they all count. And he's made a mess of this, the keeper, and it's going to run away for 4. What did it come from? Evan Watkins says leg byes. So New Zealand racing to 22. This man Spearman on strike. Full toss, driven through. It'll be a bit of a race out there, and it looks like the field's going to win. Not before they've got 3. So Spearman living dangerously perhaps, but some good shots nonetheless. Well, this is a strange shot. He's got it over mid-on. He's hit it better than I gave him credit for. It may go all the way. In fact, it has. Extraordinary shot. Stood up and pointed over the top of mid-on.
Incredible shot, John. This is off the back foot. A new ball. You stand up tall and you back yourself just to smash it back past the bowler in the air. And he did time it pretty well because it didn't go that far in the air, but it ran on. Pitched and ran. Good golf shot. Happy with that? Well, showbiz needs entertainment. And in terms of the cricket the Wellingtonians have seen so far, and of course the One World of Sport viewers, they've got value for money here.
Certainly have. In fact, a couple of old members tapped me on the shoulder as I was making my way down the stand. I said, this wouldn't do it, Lords, would it?
You mean they're older members than you, John?
Lovely to have you here, Smithy. Cut 4. Great shot. That raced away. He didn't have too much room, but my word, he played it well.
Oh, that's a great shot. Nathan Astle. It's in the air, and it's beautifully caught. Excellent catch by Amir Sahil, and that is the end of Craig Spearman for 33.
Well, no matter how well you're hitting the ball, you have to display sound defensive technique, and Craig Spearman really got caught halfway there. He didn't know whether to attack or defend, and he ended up just spooning a catch to Sahil. He took it rather comfortably at the end, but a good start from New Zealand, but Craig Spearman will be disappointed.
So 48 for 1. The Shipworth 48 runs, and we're just on the 8th over.
And this is why he's here, 23, you know.
And we're just on the 8th over.
And this is why he's here. And even when you're only 23 and only in your third one-day international, there are times when you get back in the changing room and you realise that you've been timing the ball beautifully. You've got a flyer, you've got 30-odd on the ball, and you only really have to just keep playing, occupying the crease, not to try anything too extravagant. And unfortunately for Spearman, he'll be probably, maybe thinking that he may have wasted an opportunity.
Well, that might be close. He's got him. Young has gone first ball. Wasim Akram has 2 and 2 deliveries, and suddenly it's 48 for 2.
Well, I think one of the reasons that Brian Young may be looking disappointed is that did he get an edge on this delivery, and did it pitch outside leg stump? Well, he didn't get the edge. And of course, if the ball does pitch outside the leg stump, you cannot be LBW, so let's have a look. Well, no, I think that was about middle and leg, went straight on with the arm. A good decision from umpire. Done.
So Brian Young misses out first ball. It's 48 for 2. New Zealand racing along at 48 without loss. Now find that Stephen Fleming slammed away. He's going to be out. Nathan Astle has gone too. Hits it straight down to Ramiz Raja, and New Zealand from 48 without loss are 48 for 3.
Well, this is absolute tragedy for New Zealand. Just cannot afford to lose wickets in this fashion, particularly when you've seen 2 of your partners disappear. There has to be time for consolidation, and really that shot at this stage of the game was not on.
Astle departs for 9, New Zealand 48 for 3.
Slower ball, and Fleming picks it and drives it down the ground beautifully for 4.
It's very difficult for a batsman when not in form to look for quick runs. He's very much capable of that.
Also there were signs in that 45 at Christchurch that he was coming back into it. Charging now, and gets it through the covers for 4. A bold stroke from Ferrari. Down the track he came. Beat the cover field.
That was a shoddy piece of fielding there in the covers by Basitali. He dived before the ball came near him. The ball slightly overpitched down the wicket. Ferrari hitting it down the ground past cover. Very slow movement there by Basitali in the cover.
Up they go, and Ferrari has gone leg before to Aki Javid, who sends him on his way with a couple of words as well. And a Ferrari LBW for 4.
Yes, that one a good delivery coming into the batsman. Playing across the line there, Adam Ferrari, getting in front of the wicket, right in front of the middle stump. And umpire Watkins had no hesitation there.
So Ferrari on his way, New Zealand 60 for 4.
Peter Burge was the referee. And a slight altercation there in the middle. Not happy with the umpiring decision. And he was fined.
Batsman to take a second opinion. Come back to that, John, because that's the end of that over. And a good one from Mushtaq Ahmed, 61 for 4.
A good shot. What a fine piece of fielding. Goodness me. Amir Sahale diving away to his right. That looked like it was 4.
But he changed the momentum of the game with the catch-off spearman, Amir Sahale. And look at this. You'll never see better ground fielding than this. He smashes this Roger Twos, and that is total commitment. Brilliant work, and his teammates appreciate it.
So, big difference between 4 and none. Roger Twos is still on none. Good fielding. All that pressure goes back on. Pakistan right on top. 61 for 4. Oh, that's straight up in the air. He could be out, could he? He is out. Well, down at fine leg. No ball called. He isn't out. Goodness me, Steve Dunn has his arm out. That was above shoulder height. And the Pakistanis are not happy, but that's the way it is. Not out.
Well, that's the ruling, all right, John. He's gone for the shoulder. We'll have a little look on the replay here from side on and see what we think the height was like. Certainly short of a length, and Twos was into the pull shot very quickly. Well, it's got to be a line call, doesn't it? And as we say, we keep saying, it's up to the umpire. He's the final judge in terms of assessing the height. And Steve Dunn says that was too high. The Pakistanis were delighted with the dismissal. And it's a line call as we slow it down and see when the face contact.
Yes, it's touch and go, isn't it? It's a tight one, all right, but he's the boss. He said that's a no ball. So Roger Twos lives the game.
And he's off the mark.
Yes, he's on 1. Tough position for the umpire to be in. Oh, he's nipped this one, and that's going to run away for 4. It's all happening out here. Wasn't where he meant it to go, but he'll take it.
Has been a very happy over for old Waqar Yunus. Well, before he thought he has a wicket, and this one he could have had one as well. And good length, leaving the left-hander. Fleming on the drive, an edge, and maybe just a touch there too from the wicket-keeper on the end of the finger.
We're just going back to the Roger Twos one. Let's watch the height. We'll get it going the right way. And, well, it's even, Stevens. It's shoulder height when you're in your normal standing position. So you make your own judgment. Good drive. That's a good shot. Won't go all the way, I don't think, although the upfield's pretty quick. What's he meant from the fielder? 69 for 4. That should be 4. Runs away to wide third man, had a lash at it, and there's a little conversation going on out in the middle, and I don't think they're exchanging pleasantries. Oh, cracking drive, that's 4. That's a super shot.
Some brilliant batting today, none better than this. This is wide from Waqar Yunus. The front foot goes down the wicket and flashes it through point. Now there's a man on the deep point fence, and all he had to do to stop this was run about 10 yards. But in effect, he had no chance.
Oh, he certainly didn't.
Well, he's the left-arm spinner.
That's beautifully played, and it's through. That's the New Zealand 100 in the 22nd over.
Well, this is a very well-judged shot from Fleming. He's hit for the gap here, made room. There's a gap at extra cover, and he's timed it well enough to beat the outfielder who's just coming into shot now. Too late.
New Zealand back. This is high in the air. This is trouble. Fieldsman has it, and that is the end of Stephen Fleming. Just when New Zealand was starting to consolidate, Fleming goes.
Well, let's have a close look at this, because he may have been starting to sweep against the spin. Is this the googly? And if it is, it's a difficult shot to play. Well, it didn't really turn. It went straight on. Might have been the flipper. It was perfectly placed down that man's throat, down on the deep square boundary, so that really has put New Zealand back by a considerable margin, and things are looking pretty tough from here.
Fleming for 35, New Zealand 107 for 5.
2. Swung away by twos. There's a mix-up here. Oh, there's definitely a run-out. Umpire Steve Dunn points to Chris Cairns as the batsman who goes. They were both caught mid-pitch. The ball swung away on the onside. A misfield. Two started to go. They were stranded in the middle of the pitch. In fact, Twos tried to sacrifice his wicket.
Yes, he did. It was a chapter of incidents because it was a misfield, a full shot here. The misfielder well recovered at the end of the day, but the two batsmen, well, they just got left stranded. Twos tried to sneak past, but they didn't cross, it seems. And there's Sahale. He does the damage there, breaks the wicket. Chris Cairns is gone.
And gone for 7.
Very well recovered by the fielder there. And the batsman nowhere to be seen.
He's got that through and to the boundary for 4. There's also the quicker ball.
You know what side of the wicket you must be bowling.
Yes, it's wide open spaces. He's gone. Yes, has he? Well, Jamon is waiting for this one. He thinks it's a bump ball. Wishtak is saying, hang on a minute, I caught it. Good heavens, aren't you going to give it out? And the answer, I think, is he's not.
Well, I can't believe this, really. To me, I think this is just a simple caught and bowled. There's a difference between hitting it into the ground and just chipping it back. Well, I don't know. Maybe I was wrong too. But just from the very first angle, from line is the one that I thought. Initially, I just thought he'd hit it back to him. That was my first reaction. John?
Yes, maybe that replays. Yes, otherwise, let's see if we can slow it down a bit. Ooh. That's a little touch on the pad, and it may run away for 4. It's pretty quick down there. And he's given leg byes, but they all put twos onto 30 field and waits for it and just places it accordingly. Bowled in. Roger Twos, clean bowled. Well, he's been playing around a bit, fiddly stuff, this way and that, and then in the end, he's paid the price.
He's trying to be just a little bit too cute, perhaps, with this one, Roger Twos, because Sahale has just persevered there. He's tried to bowl as straight as he could, and he's waited for Twos to make the mistake. The reverse sweep came out. He's given himself room outside leg stump to try and work a straight ball behind point with a flat bat, and that's very hard. And you can't do it to me, says Amir Sahale. So Roger Twos is on the way. Another useful knock for New Zealand. Do we have...
He certainly looks good, doesn't he?
Plays some magnificent shots from time to time. Deepak Patel.
1 for 7.
He's after it, and he's just got it away. And this should carry all the way out to the fence.
Going for the runs. There's nothing worse than someone going out there and blocking out. He's tried to go over the top. It's a big risk. Beating the man there, and it runs away for 4. So there's no one on the onside saving the single. There's always that option there. It's just the wickets, obviously.
That's a great shot. Lee Jamon, standing still, just bashes it back over the bowler's head. Another shot at the stumps. Got it this time, and I'll have to have a look at the replay. It was only a matter of time before the ball hit the stumps. Was Patel home? Let's have a look.
Well, he's going to be struggling from here by the looks of this. And he... Watch your decision. So it right down. Remember, on the line is out.
Yes, he's had it. Deepak can't believe it, but the camera doesn't lie. And Deepak Patel goes. Run out. Excellent piece of fielding by Wasim Akram. And New Zealand are 166 for 8. Larson goes after it and gets caught. Very similar to his dismissal in Dunedin the other day. Caught at backward point, and New Zealand lose their 9th wicket.
Well, Gavin Larson making room, as he did in Christchurch, but with not such luck. Now went straight to the fielder. He's perfectly positioned. And New Zealand have lost their ninth.
Know that there are thousands of fans.
Danny Morrison's got 4 here. Yes, he has. He's beaten fine leg. On the 30th.
The side is obvious. The field is obviously very offside. So anything remotely straight, he's going to hit across the line.
Bowling. Well, that's fairly conclusive. Middle stump out of the ground. Wasim Akram, the successful bowler, and Pakistan have won here at the Basin Reserve. A thoroughly deserved win. They batted well. They got 261, and it was always too much for New Zealand. The last shot of the day, as it were, it belonged to Wasim Akram, the bowler. Ripped out the middle stump. The end of Lee Jamon. A good little innings from the skipper, but a very conclusive finish to it. Now, stump vision, Bank of New Zealand stump vision, a direct hit. End of story for the stump vision. So there we are, 207, New Zealand all out.
So congratulations to Pakistan, winning here at the Basin Reserve this 3rd game in the Bank of New Zealand one-day series. 2-1 now, the series, and the series decided.